Hello again. We are still doing chapter 3, which focuses on common suffixes, and this is lesson 2 of the chapter. Now, the next suffix, genic. Genic means producing or produced by. The first term we have allogenic. Al is root meaning referring to another. And we will explain that when we come to the meaning. If you remember last time I told you whenever we start a new lesson, you keep your books beside you because we sometimes need to refer to them. Sometimes I don't write the full meaning here, or if it is not clear, we can go to the book and explain it. Now you go to your books, page 37, allogenic, which is at the bottom of the page. What does it mean here? Let's read from the book. Originating within another, a part of the body, an organ, originating, produced within another, produced in another person. In an allogenic heart transplant, the heart would be harvested from an individual of the same species but different genetic background. So here, sometimes if a patient has a problem in the heart problem, and he needs a new heart. So we can take the heart of another person who is dead or something and plant it in the patient who needs it. So here, this heart originally is produced where? In the person who died. It is produced in another person, the person who's died. And we planted it in the patient who needs it. So we call this heart transplant. Heart transplant. All right. Now, iatrogenic. Iatro means physician, doctor. And genic means produced by. So what is the meaning? Again, let's look at the book. It means adverse or harmful side effects, harmful side effects from treatment by physicians. Maybe you have heard stories of that. A doctor makes a mistake and the patient dies. These are called iatrogenic, harmful side effects. The doctor makes a mistake. He gives the wrong medication, or he, let's say, gives the wrong diagnosis. That's why they take a certain kind of treatment which is not suitable. So the patient might be hurt, either die or be hurt. So this is what is meant by iatrogenic. See the pronunciation.
Allogenic. 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 Iatrogenic or iatrogenic. Iatrogenic or iatrogenic. Iatrogenic or iatrogenic.
Looking at page 38, we have this suffix gnosis, and it means knowledge. Now let's see what is meant by knowledge here. Maybe it will be clearer when we use it in a term and explain the meaning of the term. Let's look at the first term, diagnosis. Dia, it is a prefix here, and it means through or complete. And of course, gnosis means knowledge. Now, if you look at your books, page 38, you can see that the definition is very long. And maybe you will be confused sometimes when you have long definitions like this. So I put it here in a short, brief definition, and I'll explain it. It means determine the disease from tests results. Now, what does that mean? It means that if a patient goes to the hospital for treatment, he is suffering from something, the doctor might ask for certain tests like blood test, urine test, and X-ray, things like that. And when the doctor receives the results of these tests, he decides the kind of disease that this patient suffers from. So this is what is meant by knowledge. Knowledge means the doctor knows after looking at the tests what kind of disease this patient suffers from. The next term, it is prognosis. Now, pro again is a prefix and it means before. Now, again, what is the definition here? If you look at your books, it says forecast of the outcome of the disease. Forecast means expect, to expect what might happen in the future. Forecast, this is the meaning of forecast. The outcome of the disease, if the patient suffers from something, the doctor, again, based on certain results, can decide what this disease might develop in the future. The patient might, let's say, suffer from something else because of this prior knowledge. So he has prior knowledge based on the results of tests, and the doctor can decide what might happen in the future to this patient. So this is the difference between diagnosis and prognosis. Let's see the definition now. Sorry, not the definition, the pronunciation.
Diagnosis. 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 Prognosis. Prognosis. Prognosis.
Now, the next term is gram, and it means written record or image. You know, in the hospital, sometimes you might find machines used to make records of patients. Image, it is clear, using X-ray, for example, if a person suffers from something in his abdomen, or if he has a broken arm or leg, whatever, the doctor might ask for an X-ray. Now, the machine gives an image in this case, the X-ray machine, okay? Now, sometimes the machines give written record, like the heart. If somebody suffers from something in his heart, the doctor asks for CGC, for example, and usually it is some lines up and down on paper. So this is written record. Now, let's look at the first term here, angiogram. Angi means blood vessel. Vessel in general, but it might be blood vessel. And gram, of course, written record or image. And as usual, we have to start with the meaning of the suffix here. The meaning, record or image of a blood vessel. Now, let's see the pronunciation.
angiogram, angiogram,
The next term is mammogram, again using gram here as suffix. Mammogram, mam means breast, it is a root here, mam, and it means breast, and gram, of course, written record or image. The meaning, record or image of the breast. Let's see the pronunciation.
mammogram, mammogram,
Now, page 39, we have again gram here, the same thing, but we have new terms. The first one, myelogram. Myel means spinal cord, and of course, gram means written record or image. The meaning, record or image of the spinal cord. The other term is venogram or venogram. Vein means vein, and gram, written record or image. Now the meaning, record or image of the vein, or a vein in general, if you want that. Now let's see the pronunciation.
myelogram, myelogram, venogram, venogram, venogram,